This is Kentucky Fathers. It's been a while, guys. I have not been very consistent about putting up posts on here at this channel, Kentucky Fathers. But going into 2022, I'm going to correct that. And I tell you, one reason that's motivated me to correct it is the passing of Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And this is the first time in many, many years I've publicly acknowledged that I was married to his middle daughter, Naomi. And I wanted to, at this time, talk about Desmond Tutu and how he impacted me. The things Desmond Tutu taught me. And the one thing that he definitely taught me was the blessing and the privilege of fatherhood. Talk to his children, Trevor, Tandeka, and Paul, Naomi, and they would tell you what kind of man he was, what kind of father he was. And I saw it for myself. They didn't have to. I saw it for myself. He showed me on a daily basis, this is what it means to be a man. This is what it means to be a father. And for the most part, I failed as a student as far as I could have been a better father figure to several children. And I failed in that. But here's another thing that Desmond Tutu taught me. When you're wrong, admit it, apologize, ask for forgiveness, and make amends. Period. I've seen him do it. And so there are some children out there who knew, I was married to their mother, and I should have been a better father figure. One I did reach out to maybe about a year or so ago and asked her for forgiveness and asked her for another chance to be a better father figure to her. Not to be a father to her. She has a father. But to be a better father figure and to do a better job in helping her connect with her father and have a good relationship with her father. But that's, being a great father, the blessing, the privilege, the sacrifice, all that. Desmond Tutu, he never sat me down and just said, hey, okay, here's what you need to do. He lived it. He just lived it. He just did it. Right there in front of me. Right there in front of everybody. He just did it. And as I reflect on that, I also, want to say that there are other men. I just saw him do it. Mr. Sweeney. I just saw him do it. He did it. Mr. Harris, Mr. James Harris. He just did it. That's the way he was, his father, period, daily. Mr. Issac Semont. I just saw it. He just did it. He's a man, just did it. I never forget one time with Mr. Semont. We're in his daughter's house. And there he was with his 3 stepsons. These weren't his sons. These are his stepsons. But you wouldn't have known it. You wouldn't have known it when you listened to him and you saw how he interacted with those 3 boys. You saw Moses with his 3 sons. I'll never forget at one point I just said to myself, this is what Moses would do. This is what Moses looks like. He just lived it in front of me. It was amazing. I'll never forget it. And Desmond Tutu, one thing he taught me, what are some things Desmond Tutu taught me? He taught me the blessing, the beauty, privilege of being a father. So that's that. I just want people, I know a lot of times people get into his theology, his politics, his activism, hey, his positions on Israel, LGBTQ, XYZ stuff, all that kind of stuff. No. Let me tell you something, folks. You're missing it. You're missing it. Talk to his children, interview his children. And Desmond Tutu, I'm telling you, on a daily basis, lived fatherhood. He was just a father. Powerful, impactful, loving, nurturing father. And I saw that in Mr. James Harris. I saw that in Mr. Richard Sweeney. I saw that in Mr. Issac Semont. And my God, why God would bless me with those kind of men in my life, I don't know. I don't know. Because I was an idiot for the longest time. But I'm saying to their families, every one of their families, Desmond Tutu, Mr. Semont, Mr. Sweeney, Mr. Harris, I give you my word. I give you my word. I will be the best daggone father possible to my baby, to my heart, Sarah. And if I'm not, well, you just tell God to take me out. Those men set the example. They lived it in front of me. So I'm going to conclude with that. I think this is like the fourth podcast I've put out on what Desmond Tutu taught me.